Okay, so I was thinking it was him, but I wasn't 100% certain he was breaking the idol, and I was kind of focused on general. So he does break an idol here. I don't know why he went into that combo, to be honest. And he immediately hops in here. And then BBs very shortly. Anytime now. And it is going to be a white. And I wasn't certain if it was him or Alice, him or Oprah, but I thought I had seen the idol, so I went for Carlos, and I was correct. And that was the first match, so every time you win a spy, you play again until the sniper wins. So I just won immediately. So now it's my turn as spy on pub pick 3 of 5. So I did bug, contact, seduce. Instead of doing inspect, I kind of wanted to play a little bit of a mind game with him, because that's just the more common choice, and he might have been thinking I would go with the same idea. I do get a nice green flirt here. You might have noticed we were both talking, so that could have been suspicion. And I innocent talk to make sure that he knows it's one of us. It's not, I mean, not one of us. I chill for an idol, and then I leave. And here, at this moment, I was thinking about BBing, because I was just like, this looks like a good idea, and I was thinking the SDA could be around. I didn't do it because I was thinking maybe he saw the double talk with the ST, so I wanted to frame twin. That was my idea. I wanted to frame twin and get him under fire. And there's a weird step here, but he doesn't see it, it doesn't highlight him for it. So I leave to go get another flirtin'. And that is a white flirt, so I need one more flirt and I'm done. Pretty much from any range and I'm good, as long as it's not red. And no one's talking, so I talk. That might have been a little late, but I'm not certain if that's like immediate conviction that one of us is the spy. And now the DA is here. I think I BB very shortly. Oh yeah, Morgan gets an inspect here. So I was thinking Morgan possibly could have been another framing target. So I was thinking frame Morgan and frame twin, and then you won't know which one to pick. So if I was just gonna wait for Morgan to get back into CC, and then I was gonna BB. I do finish my seduce, and then here's my attempted bug that didn't go through, which really upset me. And I think I should have had this map because of this bug. This has kind of happened with the new update. I mean, we've got a lot of cool stuff, and the font's really nifty and everything, but there's been quite a few times where I've bugged and it just doesn't count. So it's like right here, just like I bug, it doesn't count. And I had assumed it counted because like I started the bug 102.6 right here. At this moment, I start to bug, and then right here is where it should count. Now I was thinking like I'm in my circle. Our circles are touching like even here. So I had assumed that would counted already before it even started. And then Morgan and Twin are both in conversation, so I BB. But that's really unfortunate. The SDA is out, so he doesn't really assume that Morgan and Twin could have done it. That's very unfortunate, but what can you do? I didn't know who it was. I didn't have the contract to find out who it was either. So then I went for another bug. I was waiting So this moment, so I'm like, I need to bug as soon as I can. So I take my first steps into the bar, and I'm thinking, he's inspecting, I'm gonna go to the stall and just wait, because if I get a drink I won't be able to bug, I don't think, or have enough time. I think he might be done with inspecting. So right here I start walking, and then another bug, and this one was late. I feel like that one was late, but doesn't count either. And I'm just like, really? If I had picked inspect I would have won here, but what can you do? And then I think he shoots me because I left super early. I actually ran out of time, but I left that statue very early, so I deserve to die there. So that happened. So now it's 0-0, and we're on to the next map, which is Ballroom. Ballroom, pick 4 of 8. And Teetary is the spy. He is Alice. And here, I mean, personally, I don't like Ballroom very much. I need to practice it more. I've never been that good at it, because of the pillars block view, and then it's quite easy to bug if the Amba's in one of the back CCs without the sniper noticing. You have to have a very nice angle, so it's tough. You get the seduce done. And to be honest, I'm paranoid about the bug. I'm worried someone's bugging a lot of the time, to be honest. Especially on this map. And the BB comes off. I missed that a long time ago. By the way, if you hear something in the background, that's my roommate. It was green, so I get low lights, but a lot of people are in combo. This is a really nice BB. This is really good timing. From what I can see in this angle, like, a lot of people are still like not doing much. I mean, I can get Queen, Alice, and Wheels. That's it. Alright, let's go back. And then he gets the bug here, and I was thinking he could have bugged, so I do highlight him for it. But I didn't think he could have gotten the fingerprint, so that was my mistake. Because I didn't think he could do it when he was standing right next to him, but he waited just long enough for him to put it back before he did it. I wasn't paying attention to how long he was sitting in there. So he got away with it, and he's got a fingerprint done. So he needs one more, and if he goes to his statues, if he just waits for him to do anything, honestly, or he can do a nice briefcase and it'll be over. Or at least a decent, half-decent briefcase. So right here, I probably should have, I was thinking like she could have bugged, but not 100% she did. And then I shoot. Why did I shoot here? I mean, he was suspicious. But why did I shoot? And he's not doing anything either. I don't remember. I mean, looking at the whole thing, what did Morgan do? I mean, he went to statues. Maybe I thought he cane bugged. That might have been it. Cane bug at a point, because cane bug OP. But that probably wasn't a good reason to shoot. And okay, so that was that match. Oh yeah, so I forgot that we had to mirror, so that was my fault. So what happened? Did we not play another? Right? Oh, this is a different one. Okay. That's the one we just saw. Yeah, that was the one I just took a bad shot. Okay, so now we're on the next one. And he is Spy again, so now Teetary's up 1-0. And he is Taft. And I was thinking he might pick the same missions, but I was thinking he could probably did switch it up. I don't think he's going to fingerprint again. I suspected he wouldn't fingerprint. I was still thinking he might bug, but I mean, here he picked Alice as his AMPA. So I was thinking he might not bug either. So on my list, I'm pretty sure he's not going to bug or fingerprint. And I don't know what he would do. Like, maybe take off swap, maybe take off microfilm, so I really don't know. I mean, contact, inspect, seduce, and then purloin. Maybe purloin? He never purloined me this entire match, this entire set, so I don't know. I think I'm a little bit rattled here, because I don't like ballroom in general to start off. I just don't like it. I'm just not very good at it. Plus, he got a lot of missions done without me really noticing it all, especially the fingerprints. So he's got the double inspect and seduce, but I mean he's traded a highlight for that, so I mean he's just kind of idling here. He's got 1:40 left. I think he also had the contract as a civilian shooter, or I don't remember what it is, Crossfire, I think is what it is. So there's a very high chance he just wants to bait out a shot from me to earn more money for himself and also get a win on the board. Put him up 2-0 in a very solid position. So this is a seduce, and I think possibly no, he can't fingerprint. That's the issue. Like he had like opportunities if this was any 4 of 8 to fingerprint. Like, hey, this is a really good opportunity. Let me just take it. So it's tricky picking because you really are setting yourself up for possibly whatever the game gives you. It's a lot of RNG. In that sense, like, will you have the ability to do all these missions without him noticing? I also should have probably considered more that he might go for the inspect swap, picking Taft. Like, maybe watch a little more closer to Taft, especially since there's a lot of big characters I've highlighted, like Carlos, General, and Taft. They're the biggest characters. I should be watching inspect swap more closely towards the end. So he's finished this seduce, but he does have a lot to do, and he's got 9 seconds. So I don't know what he's going to do. And here he BBs, but I'm not going to shoot. There's no reason to shoot. And if it goes into OT, then I'll pick my shot, but he ran out of time. So I think if he BB'd earlier, like even if it was like 15 seconds, I might have shot, but still unlikely. Maybe I'm not sure. Now I am the spy. I am playing as Disney, and I went for the instant middle statues, early highlight, finish inspects. That's the trade I'm making for this match. And whenever I've played Teetary, I usually play really slow. I am a slow player in general, but You gotta change the pace in Spy Party. I get a nice green for it right before my ST leaves, which is really fortunate. If I hadn't got that, I would probably have been upset. I'm not in too bad a position. I'm just waiting to see if I can get fingerprints in general. And I do mess up a lot. So, Queen goes for statues, and I don't really want to revisit. Especially since I've been to statues once, going twice would definitely apply more suspicion. Maybe not as much since I went to center statues. But I don't know if he was paying attention to that or not, and it is risky going to statues twice. It was a very awkward path, but it doesn't look... Oh, I talk really quick. Yeah, this is a really unfortunate time for teetary. So I'm playing this very quickly. And I'm going as quick as I can. I'm just trying to speed up the pace so I have time to do fingerprints in case the Amba isn't kind to me. So I leave during an idle, which is really bad. I should definitely wait. I have 2 minutes and 22 seconds. I should still make correct decisions about idles. And then I immediately go in here and immediately talk, which is not a good decision. But he misses. So my head just slightly moves forward when I start to talk, right in the middle of the talking animation, and he shoots leopard, which is 1-1. This is very unfortunate, because I get another chance at another point. Like, I mean, I guess you could say the same thing about my pub bug, which didn't go down, which is very unfortunate, but I mean, what can you do? I mean, same here, what can you do? Like, take your time, I guess? That's very difficult. So now we have, again, on ballroom. I am the twin. I believe I am normal twin. I'm not sure if I'm believing you're normal twin. But I picked the same 4. Because I've changed it each time. Like, I mixed it up going from pub to ballroom, so I was thinking keep it the same. And going for these 4 keeps me pretty flexible. I mean, going for fingerprints and stuff. Now, Ambo's picked up the middle center fingerprintable statue. So I wasn't planning on going to that. I felt like that was just a huge giveaway. I do get flirt at window, but I mean center statues, and yeah, boots gets highlight, and that's a very big highlight. So I'm just planning on framing boots in general, and I was gonna go for the difficult fingerprint on that. Now I just completely forget to fingerprint here. I'm not even sure if there was a fingerprint on it. There might have just been that I forgot to do it, because I was so focused on going to statues afterwards, I just kind of forgot to do it and just went with the flow. I think that was my fault. So let's look at the briefcase in general. So I maybe it didn't even have a fingerprint. That might have been why I couldn't do it, because it didn't have a fingerprint. Yeah, it's not even fingerprintable. So that would be why I didn't do it. And this is a difficult fingerprintable statue. But I was like, why not go for it? If I can get 1.5 done, that makes me less of a suspect, and I can get all inspects done. And I'll trade a highlight for 1.5 for a half fingerprint, which I do get, which is very nice. Plus triple inspect, which is also nice. So I was feeling pretty good. I mean, I got 1:30 left. I've got time, but it's not going to be that easy. And I got 63%, which is not good. I whited it, so that was unfortunate. Because now I need to green the last one. If not, I'm going to be very close. And I've got a minute. And Amba isn't being very kind. She's not going to take a drink or go to bookshelves for me and make my life easy. And I definitely don't want to visit these statues again after I've already been once. I just do the drink and walk away. I real BB here. I thought it was good. It's not too bad. There's not that many people in CC. But I've got 40 seconds, and I need a good flirt and a good fingerprint. And I'm feeling confident, because she does go to bookshelves finally. So now I can actually fingerprint something. I just need to seduce first. So I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting. There we go, and then 97%, which is very unfortunate. Stop talk, and I left the CC, and I'm dead for it. One for just instantly entering. I was in too much of a rush. I still make that mistake, rushing and then breaking animations or skipping idles. So what happened here? So I just immediately enter, right? Yeah, I just enter and then instantly talk, because I'm trying to talk and then go, but I mean I white it, so I'm at 97%, so I can't be done. I just can't finish. And then I was going to go fingerprint, which in an ideal world would have worked, but nope, I am dead. So now it's 1-1. Unfortunate for Teetary that he missed the shot, but those things happen. And now we're on gallery. And Teetary as white suit. Gatsby, some people call him, but doesn't really matter. And he told me this map, because I forgot to do it on Ballroom. I forgot to ask him what the 2 missions were, so I just took the penalty for not remembering. And here he said it was going to be either Purloin or Transfer. So I think I did play this poorly, because I was very focused on the top, and I should have just played my normal game, where I just look at stuff I usually do, instead of just camping Microfilm and Purloin. And I'm worried about like people taking books. I usually don't mark books in general, so I'm like worried. Oh, that was a very nice bounce by Red Dress. If he triple bounces, he deserves the win. It was quite a gorgeous bounce. He does go for the seduce. He whites it, so it will be a 3 flirt, as long as it's decent. How did that happen? Oh, he had already had a flirt from before. I thought he just double flirted. I was like, what is going on? But he flirted once in the big CC in the back, so he's got one more flirt to do. And then here, I think I saw her at the other orange dress. I was just a little bit suspicious of her. I mean, always be suspicious of orange dress. It's kind of a rule. But he does get a nice fingerprint from that. Just only have to watch out for, see what is the last thing the ambassador touched. He does add time here, and I just missed this in general. And I didn't catch that either, that he just spun out of that CC and looked really bad, but I mean, what can you do? I was more focused, once again, as I said, I was more focused on Purloin and Transfer, because those are the 2 missions. One of the missions I know it has to be done. It has to be done. The other one cannot be done. Any green Purloins here, and I did not see you took the drink here. I'm not looking at Purloin at all. And I still don't see the list is gone. I think at this point, yeah, at this point I did see it. I didn't see the last person who took the drink though, so I'm not certain. And I was thinking that Teetary is gonna just immediately fly down to the bottom. That was my guess, because often when someone green purloins or just purloins in general and it's gone, they just fly down to the bottom or to a statue and they're like, it couldn't be me. There's no way it could have been me. So I did lowlight her because I thought I saw her walking in the middle beforehand, but I did not lowlight Blue Dress or Teetary, and I see the bug. I mean, you're forced to bug, and it wasn't a really great bug. It was just, I think he was probably hoping Banana Man was going to cover that. So that goes away. So I do get the shot. Very lucky. I did not deserve to win that, especially since I knew Purloin was gone. I should have been paying more attention to who rejected. But I do get away with it, and I'm spying next on gallery. The score is still 1-1. I am maroon dress.
Yeah.
And I went for the fast Purloin because this is the one hard tell I picked. I have not Purloined this entire match. And I wanted to be more concerned about microfilm. And this is, wow, I got lucky with the reject chain. There's 2 rejects in a row. And now red takes it. And it's gone. I didn't see who took it. That was my fault. I should have been paying attention to see who I could frame. But I do get low lit. What was the low light for? Just for being down there? Oh, I had a book in my hand, yeah. My idea was like, well, I was at a bookshelf, now I'm down here, there's no way, right? There's no way. And it was kind of like the same thing I did, like, low light people down there. And I have a book in my hand, so he's pretty certain she couldn't have done it at all. So, I'll take being the first low light. I mean, that's what happens. And I just played to not get spotted by the Purloin, kind of what he did. Except I got away with it a lot better than he did with the low light. I actually thought I was highlight here, because I was like, was he counting rejects and just highlight me? Because I was thinking if he was gonna low light people, he would low light the entire bottom conversation. But he just put his laser on me and low lit me. So I thought I was highlight. I was like, this is really bad. Like, wow, that's really impressive that he saw that. He counted the rejects up until that point. And I was like, did he know it was a green or whatever? And I was concerned. I do 100% the green flirt, so that's very positive, but I mean, I'm getting away with whatever I want at this point. I'm low lit. I just return it. There's no reason to try to be suspicious with it. And if he remembers, it'll just solidify. Or if he's marked the book, which I was thinking maybe he was possibly marking the book, hoping instead of being highlight. And I have to inspect 3 statues. So I went for something I didn't think a spy would do. I went for the quick inspects. And at this point, green plaid for him, banana man are suspicious. I mean, he doesn't really know who Purloined, and it's just really sketchy for him to do anything else. It's really hard. So I just, after setting it down, immediately walked to the other set of statues like, couldn't have been me. I'm not a spy. And it's 30 seconds, but teetary doesn't shoot. And I win by missions. So now I'm up 2-1 in missions, 2-1 in points. Nope, I just did that match. And now I'm the spy again. And I went for a different strategy this round. I've been going contact every time, so I decided not to go for contact because on gallery most of the time you just want to get one hardtail and inspect, seduce, and contact. I mean inspect, seduce, contact, and then a hardtail. So I was thinking he probably won't shoot if I don't BB ever. So I was thinking I could seduce and fingerprint and then inspect swap later. So that's why I get my 2 inspects here now. I mean, I'll take the highlight, and I have to just get 2 fingerprints and seduce without being noticed, and then I'll get my last inspect swap for the win. I mean, normal highlights for normal things. Highlights for going to statues. And I'm going to bookshelves just to pretty much prove my innocence again. Just like, hey, I'm a normal AI, right? So. And I'm kind of just waiting for the ambassador to do something. He's not really doing too much. I'm just kind of hoping he goes to bookshelves or grabs a drink so I can get fingerprints, but it's not happening. And I was thinking of time adding here. I didn't do it because I was concerned he might be watching. I was like, there's no point to risk it. And ambassador visited the bookshelf, so I'm getting my fingerprint, like I was saying. But I'm running low on time, but I mean the inspect swap can be done very quickly, so that's kind of the benefit of it. And I want to enter this so I can get a seduce, but it wasn't good, and that pathing probably looked terrible. Yeah, it did. And I seduce and immediately leave, which is sketchy. And I don't know if this had a fingerprint on it. But this is my second statue visit, so, and I had one fingerprint if he was counting. And I literally just swapped at the very end right before, so. I should have definitely paced myself better. That's the issue, is like, if things just don't go your way, like, what do? You can't really improvise and go for a phantom bug. You have to stick with what you got with pick, so that's the issue with it. So he shoots me, and that will be it for gallery. Now it's balcony, and I switched it up. So I played Clear Infatuation, and I was thinking this was going to be very strong. And I was like, I could have just played this at the beginning of the match, but I don't really want to trigger teetary into playing more wildcards against me. Like if I play Clear Infatuation from the start, and he has a hard time getting seduced done anyway, it'll just be hard for him. And he might just be like, hey, I'm doing the same thing to you, or I'm doing worse to you. So I did it here, and I think it'll be very strong on balcony, and I think I can definitely at least get a win here. So now we start. He is the cameraman. And we probably don't need this, to be honest, because it's balcony. I don't think you need a sniper a spy cam on this map. BBs, so he's obvious highlight because he's talking, but you don't shoot for that because of timing issues, and if someone greens it when someone else is talking, then you lose. So I mean, you could take your chances and shoot for every white banana bread that happens, but you're probably going to lose a lot of games when people hit greens, especially on banana breads. And he's double talking, so he gets a highlight. He gets a very poor seduce off. But I know his seduce is, oh yeah, I do know that Tux is his infatuation target. I know he's going to try to seduce Tux. So I mean, I was very suspicious of cameraman at this point. But I was like, well, why isn't he seducing Tux? I didn't think he could be seducing Tux. And Orange Dress is talking to your Tux. She had talked twice already, so I think she could have, I was thinking, well, she could have done that. So I was thinking it was possible. And he's running very low on time. And it's a green test. And I was very confused because I was paying attention to the clock at this point because there's three people, there's four people well, three people that I know that I don't know are bad. So he action tests the green, and it doesn't immediately slow down for me. And now it does, and I'm confused. I'm like, wait, that was really slow. Like, was it snaps? Because I'm not sure, but I didn't know about the timing. I think it's, like, at this point, it's normal time. Checks is, like, 14 seconds right here. And it's still normal time, and it really starts to slow down right here. And I'm like, well, was it snaps? I didn't think it was because he did the time add late. So I low light him. I'm about to like low light him because I was like, it's not possible. It had to be white danger or orange dress. And I am very confused. So I'm like low light and I'm about to shoot, but it's not overtime, so I'm just gonna wait for overtime. And I think he should have played this out a bit more and made me really nervous. If he had done that, I would have been really nervous about what's going on. But overtime happens, and I'm like, you were talking, you have to die. So, that's what happens. That was a crazy match, but I didn't really know that. I thought the time link would immediately stop on a green test. Like, it immediately slows down, but it, like, does it gradually. So I was confused, like, I didn't think Teetary could have done it because the time add was late, if you know what I'm saying. That makes any sense at all. But thankfully I do get away with that, with this spy shot. And now I am... What? No, we just did that. Now I am the spy on balcony. I am Trump, Blondie, blue suit. Well, there's some other blue suits in here, so it's kind of hard to say. So I'm still up 2-1 right here at this point. And I think, yeah, she quick talked. Both Blue Danger and Polka Dots quick talked, or second talked, whatever you want to call it. I think quick and second talked would be correct. And I did seduce and fingerprint because if contact doesn't go off, then I don't think he'll shoot. So I'm gonna try to seduce here. Everybody's loud. I apologize. And I'm just waiting to see if purple will take another drink. If Ambassador takes a drink, I win. And I got the 100% the green flirt. But Blue Danger is talking a lot. And he shoots him very shortly. I think he might talk again right here. No, he just decided that he could have been done, so I get away with it. And now we're on another one for balcony, and I'm orange dress. And I did something very surprising here. I picked contact and purloin, which seems really silly, but my idea is that if no one checks purloin, and I green the purloin, and I'm usually pretty good at greening things, I would say. If I green it here, then, and he's not paying attention to the purloin list at all, and I just BB. He's like, what's going on? But he knows I took the drink last, so there you go. I took a risk. The green test was like, it was really close to the left side of the action bar, so it's really hard to react and get a green to it. And then it was right next to the red as well, so if I red test that, that's not good. So I took a risk, BB'd, and also white that, so I lose. But I had a potential to win that quickly if he's not paying attention. I took that risk. So he had a disconnection issue, so now we're on pan up. And I am up 3-1 right now, and he has to tell me his ST. And he has to tell me one mission that he has to do. He tells me 2 missions, one he'll do, one he will not do. And now we're here. And I was making sure that he didn't bug the ambassador, because there's two people walking very close. And here, I just throw the game, pretty much, by mismemorizing statues. On Oldar, I still mix up 2 and 1 sometimes, because they are very similar, and the size of them is not that bad. The eagle is easy to distinguish, but I have to pay close attention. I didn't get an exact look, because there are people at statues at the beginning of the game. So I'm second guessing myself. It's 1, 2, 3, but I thought it was 1, 1, 3. So I'm like, okay, it has to be anyone I've highlighted. So pretty much I low light every single person in the party that's not highlight, and I lose for it. So, and I was thinking that Top Hat Penguin could have microed there, and I just barely missed it. So I'm low lighting everyone, still low lighting. And then I was thinking he could have bugged, like right here. The ambassador was right. The ambassador was literally in that conversation with Penguin, and I was like, he could have been seducing there as well. So I took a shot. I definitely should have waited though, considering that swap and inspect, I mean, bug and stuff should have happened. So very poor shot by me for mismemorizing too. So I'm a bit on tilt. I'll be honest. I was a bit on tilt this game. For that happening, I definitely shouldn't have allowed that. So I definitely wasn't in the best mindset to finish this off. And he has microfilm. This is like a normal, I would say a normal pin-up finish. Once again, I think a lot of pin-up is like improvising. So he trades highlight for inspect, for 1 inspect, so it's meh. I'm just watching out for bugs, still watching out for bugs. Okay, so that's interesting. He didn't even know I had bug on. What match is that for? I don't really remember. By the way, Teetary, if you want to join me in chat and give me we can talk about the game together. That would be pretty interesting. And give your thoughts about what you're thinking as well.
Connected.
If you want to, at least.
Channel switched.
You don't have to if you don't want to, but I know you do like this kind of thing, and you do bug here. So you got your BB off and stuff. Was that really recent? No, it was kind of recent. But I mean, it's not enough for me to not track bugs still, so. I get lowlights for the bug. I mean, for the BB. But the ambassador's far away, and I do see that. I am terrible at seeing Oldar bugs. This flick of the hand right here. Right. Nope. Let me see. I can show a better view of it. Right there, the flick of the hand. And I miss this all the time. I've been trying to get better at it, but I'm still terrible. I assume it's a talking animation, because some characters do that, like put their hands to the side and wave their arms a bunch. But that is definitely a bug, and I definitely should have seen that. And I did see it, but I just assumed it was talking, so not good. Alright, so back to where we were. You have done the yellow microfilm, and at this point I start marking books. I mean after this game, because you microfilm here and you get away with this, because, and I'm just like, you've microfilmed twice on me now and I need to mark books. I'm usually terrible because of color in general. I can't like make sure it's the right color, but I think it's like left click for blue, right click for yellow, and then double it for yellow. Like double click the book for yellow. You do get your 2 inspects. You get your last 2 inspects here, and all you need is a fingerprint, and you've gotten away with everything that you should have. I mean, I should have caught some stuff, but you played this very well. Let's see if you talked about it. Yeah, Elvis, I can't change this stream title. I'm not the owner of People's Cast. I do not own this channel, so I cannot change anything. And I mean, I suspected you, but I hadn't really seen you do anything, so I wasn't 100% that you were baddie, and you were a baddie. So you get away with it. That's your second spy win. And now I'm like really tilted. I would say I was super tilted, and I was just like, gotta calm down. It's 3-3 right now, and if I want to win, I have to just calm down and shoot you here. And you are Tux. Excuse me. Now I'm starting to mark books because I'm worried you're going to microfilm again, but you've taken it off, which is smart. And you did take off Seduce, which is also smart because of Infatuation target, so good by you. You Purloin, and I don't see it. And I'm like, well, I was like, shoot, I don't know who did it. I wasn't paying attention to who rejected, but at least I can lowlight everyone there, you know? I think, yeah, I highlight your ST because it's your ST and I know who it is, so keep track of them, make sure they're not, see if anyone's following up with them a lot, so. But honestly, I was thinking just having Clear Infatuation on would make you cut Seduce some, and you did, so I wasn't really paying too much attention to it. I was more focused on catching hardtails and microfilms, to be honest. I thought you were going to fingerprint again, too. So I was paying a little more close attention to it, because you have fingerprinted so much against me. You've done it maybe 3-4 times. So I'm like, well, he's probably going to fingerprint again. So let's watch that a little bit more closely. I think I miss your second fingerprint when you do bookshelf fingerprint, I think. Once again, I need to pay more attention to those. And here, I'm not really seeing much. I mean, nothing's really gone down except Purloin, but I don't really suspect you for it. And I don't like highlighting everyone in a CC for being in the conversation with the Purloin. I just don't like doing that very much, because then I usually use my highlights to keep track of who went to statues, and if a swap happens and everyone's highlight, then that's not good. I mean, I could definitely change up my highlighting strategy and like only highlight for things that I think people are suspicious for, and then don't highlight for statues and just memorize it, but that's hard to do, especially if a lot of people go to statues. You did get your BB off. And you get your fingerprint. and I missed this completely, so shame on me. Got 30 seconds left, and one thing I haven't seen you do this game yet is inspect swap, so I was waiting for it. To be honest, I was kind of waiting for it a lot of times in this game, because inspect swapping, like if you pick it, and yeah, I'm just trying to see where it is, like, thank the heavens you do the correct animation so I can see it. I didn't know if it was green, I just took the guess. And you were already suspicious. You had one fingerprint, you could have BB'd, so I went for the shot and got lucky. If it was a green, you win. I mean, well, not win, but I mean, if you greened earlier and it's somebody else, you win, so. And now, this is the one for all the marbles. It's 3-3. This is the time. This is the time to be clutch. If you shoot me, it's a tie and we draw. And we both walk away with $1,000, but I've bet quite a bit of money on myself, so I definitely want to win this game. So I picked something more normal. I'm not gonna do something cheesy like inspect swap on the last mission or contact purloined balcony. It's just not gonna happen. So here we go. I'm White Danger, and I go for inspects. I didn't pick center statues. I don't know why. I think it just spawns, and I was like, yeah, I'm already here. Might as well just continue and just deal with it. I do get the white flirt. And I do BB, which is I think was slightly poor. There's quite a few people walking around, but you were looking towards the right. And where were you when the BB? Where were you looking when the BB went off? This exact instant, you're looking towards the left, where more of the people are. To be honest, like there's more people towards the right at bookshelves, but everyone to the left's like in conversation. So I felt like it was a decent BB. And I just get out of there. Try not to be seen. And here, once again, bad pathing, but it works out. You're not really paying too much attention. Get another flirt, and I'm like, please let this last flirt count. I've got 2 minutes and 45 seconds to get 4 more missions done. And I see the ambassador take a drink, and I'm like, well, that's free fingerprints, so let's do that. Don't know if you're paying attention to fingerprints. I might have been a suspect for that, but I do the drink and walk away back to the seduction target. I feel like I have a decent chance of finishing things. Inspect fingerprint, I mean, Bug's the big one. Bug's the big one. Unless you're really paying attention to fingerprints, and then I'm in deep trouble after this next fingerprint. I was thinking I could maybe bug here, so looking for a good chance, because I need to do it, and it's one of the bigger missions left with a minute 40. One of the things about picking is that you're forced to bug, so I have to wait for the correct moment to do it. So I visit statues, make sure everything's done, because if I'm gonna visit in statues late, I might just get shot for it. So I'd rather get it done now and not get shot than later. And the ambassador's at a red bookcase. I'm like, sweet. So I'm gonna wait. And I actually missed the pad, but I don't have to do anything here, luckily. So that's very nice. He puts it away. I'm like, give me that fingerprint. Bookshelf fingerprints OP. They're very good on this map, at least. It's hard to keep track of where the ambassador has been. And now it's all down to the bug. I got 40 seconds to bug. And I'm like, well, this is it. This is for all the marbles. Either I win here, or I die. I win by the bug, or I die by the bug. This is what happens. And this is really awkward pathing, but you look away just in time. Literally, the instant you look away is very unfortunate. Literally the instant. And I didn't think you had seen it, and I was hoping the general blocked it. And I just run. Because I'm like, if I have to dance, I'll dance behind Toby. And I win. 2 seconds left on the clock. The clutch. But I mean, really it was anyone's game, to be honest. Pan-up is so hard to keep track of everything. In general, like fingerprints, like I feel like contact, seduce, fingerprint are so free on this map. And it's just like, can you get 2 hardtails done? Like, is the sniper looking at you? It's just real basic stuff, and it happens. So, GG's. GG's. This is a very good game. That's a lot of games played, actually. It's a lot of games played. I mean, yeah, and I feel like Elvis, I was slightly salty. I missed like those bugs, and I was like, "Are you serious? How did I miss that bug?" And I was practicing a little bit earlier today with a couple people, and they were doing that to me. I was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so bad." And then it happened this time as well, so I was just like shaking my head. Disappointment. But I do win. I get $2,000 plus the bets that I made on myself, which were nice, because I was planning on playing Wildcards. So I mean, teetary is no person to be laughed at, especially in this game. He's very strong, so I got to be careful. But he didn't play any wildcards on me after the infatuation target, which really surprised me. I thought he was gonna, because you said, "Oh really? You did that?" Like, he was expecting me, like, if I was gonna play wildcards, I'd play at the beginning, right? So playing them right on balcony as well, I thought he was gonna do something to me after that, but he let me go on, and then I snuck it by him for the win. So there you go. What other things were played this week? What other matches were played? We just looked at the Elvis. I casted that live. Is there anything? We could look at these. Okay. And then Moth versus Keycar. Oh yeah, these matches were insane. No. View downloads. I should probably turn this off, by the way, while I do this. There you go. Because I am just clicking buttons, and you don't want to see me click buttons. So we'll see if we can get some more matches in, which will be fun. Okay. Catnip versus Slappy. I've always had issues with this. trying to freaking get stuff into the spy party folder, which is so hard to do. Like I go to app data or whatever, and it's just like, nah, I don't want to do it for you today. Like, really, bud? I've done this before. I just am having issues doing it now. Desktop. There. Okay. Delete. Alright, let's see if we can move this to... Alright, let's see if we can find the spot where it belongs. Local spy party replays expectations, and we want this to go in here. Move. Okay, and we'll do the same thing with the next one. Give me some time. I'm not a computer master, unfortunately. I wish I was like hummus, then everything in my life would be easier. Probably, maybe not. So where are you? I don't see it. I'm confused why. Let's try again, huh? Okay. Click more buttons. More of the places, more of the things. Move it. And we should be good. Let's turn it back on. Can you see the stream now? No. Now you can. There you go. My replays. Spectations. 21.6. And there we go. Now why are you not in here? Now I'm gonna just be upset. Alright, can't find it. So we're gonna do something different. Ooh, I didn't get all the matches though, did I? I was about to say, I was gonna do Wodar versus warningtrack, because they had their match today. But actually I do, so we're gonna do that. So we're gonna do, first one is Moriarty versus Wodar. And this is for promotions into the SCL. That's what this is. I don't know why the downloads, I moved them to the spot where they should be, but they're not there when I pull them up, so I really don't know. I'll try to fix that later and maybe cast that another day, but I'll do that on my own time. Alright, so this is the first map. This is any 3 of 5 high-rise. I think this was picked by Wodar, actually. I'm not certain. But we got Moriarty as Alice. Highlight for statues. Highlight for talking, but I don't know why. I mean, he's a talker in that conversation, so it's pretty much gotta talk. Possibly just keeping track of ST. Or maybe he saw a second talk, I'm not sure. It's the Wodar highlight. Well, he probably saw something I didn't, so. And he's got the bug done. I didn't even see that. Well, that was probably done a while back and I just didn't pay attention. Yeah, it was. So it was at the beginning. Yeah, that was really sneaky. He got the right arm, so it was really hard for Wodar to see, especially since he cut through it. Cut through the animation. So, okay, now we're back here. Back to where we were. So that was just a very nice play by Moriarty. And he gets a highlight for talking in a conversation. Maybe it was the second talk that he saw. Highlights Oprah for being at statues. Lowlights Damon for being Damon. I have no idea why he highlighted Leopard. She did nothing. From what I could see. And he's got the hardtail done, so he just needs to slow play this. And he's options what he wants to do. He does get the fingerprint on the drink. And now one green flirt or two flirts will do it for Moriarty. And he will be done with seducing. And then one more fingerprint should not be that bad. He has not picked up a briefcase yet, so that should not be incredibly suspicious. He does white test banana bread. Gets lowlights. But no, besides Moriarty, no one was really talking, so it's kind of hard for Wodar to actually make a decision about shooting someone. This was Moriarty, but I don't think he really believes Moriarty is actually a target. And he just shoots Leopard. Why the shot on Leopard? What did she do? What did she do? I assume he thought she broke an idol to sip. Yeah, it kind of looks like that. Like she's looking at him in the idol, and then she immediately turns back to sip. So that is 1 point for Moriarty. This is not the wild cards. We have normal, well, more normal. If you could say Spy Party is normal, or normal accounting systems. So Wodar here as wheels. And that looked like kind of a bug opportunity, but didn't go for it. Both of these players are quite strong. Moriarty has a little more experience than Wodar, a few more games played, but still they're about at the 8K game mark, and they're both very skilled. So even though Wodar's in the Silver League, he's definitely no one to be try-hold with. That was very nice by him. I don't know if he thinks that's a low-light worthy thing, but yeah, he doesn't low-light for it, but it looked pretty good, from my perspective at least. Might have been a little slow, but it's alright. Wodar doesn't really have that much done. He's got 2 minutes, and he has one more seduce to do, so he's a little behind. And he did take off contact and inspect, which is really weird. But he does green purloin, so that's a possibility for success. Mainly because there's 2 rejects right after that as well. That's really hard for Moriarty to see. The list has been gone. He doesn't know if it's green or white. And yeah, he doesn't even see the list. That's rough. does get seduced done, so now he has to do something very awkward. Bug swap her fingerprint. And he thought she'd taken the drink, or was that a weird AI briefcase? The stops, takes the shot. Maybe Moriarty thought she stopped a bit soon. He thought she might have stopped later than she did. I mean, he thought she should have stopped sooner than he did. She overstopped too late. But that's a shot. And now we're on the next map. Double Modern Known Tune. I believe Wodar picked this. And Moriarty is wheels now. Now, I have not played much of this map, so I will not be able to give the best insight into strategies, but from what I can see, it's just going to be balcony, pretty much. Except you've got 2 conversation circles to watch, which is not fun. Which is not fun at all. Does get the white flirt, 32%. 2 more decent flirts should do it. He does do this fingerprint to probably break suspicion, possibly give him a low light, especially since he doesn't need to do it at all. Hops right back in, and that probably was an accident, considering the way it went, because right here, he enters the conversation, but he's probably looking to seduce here, right? That would be my guess. Just seduce in general, because it expires, so he's just ready to start. I mean, he could have possibly BB'd, it's possible, but it seems like it might have been an accident. So one of the highlights gets low lit, so that's unfortunate, but there you go, that's what happens. And that might have been a weird path by Moriarty there. It kind of was, and he didn't go back to the left when Queen bumped into him, so that wasn't exactly the best, but I don't think he can just be shot for that either. He does have to do 2 more flirts, good flirts. He's got 50 seconds, so now he'll have to flirt, leave, rejoin if he wants to finish. This isn't going to be a good flirt either. And maybe Wodar thought that Seek was Moriarty's ST. That's a very big possibility. And he shoots Irish, probably because he thought she was close to being done. So fair enough. So we've been 3 civilian shots so far. Scores 2-1 Moriarty right now. No. Yes. Okay. All right. This SCL setting is first to 5. If it's tied, play 4 maps, 1 apiece as Sniper and Spy. If they tie at 4, then Moriarty will progress in his placement. Contact goes off. Wodar is highlight, probably for his second talking or for talking during the banana bread. I wasn't paying too much attention. I was trying to explain how the SCL format worked, and I'm getting kind of tired. I mean, green seduce here and it's over, but he doesn't. He needs to get 1 more done. Unlucky for Wodar, his ST is staying right by him. So he looks like he might get away with it, but who knows on this kind of style. Especially if Tex does something very silly and runs away from him. Well, he does run away, but if he rejoins the same conversation, he'll be in really good shape. He does not. So Wodar follows. I think it's smart. He does need a good flirt. He's at 85%. Any flirt will do here, as long as it's not red. And he snipes Carlos. Or Cowboy, or whatever you want to call him. Yeah, he was just talking, and if he's counting talks, he's close to being done, so he's concerned. So fair enough. I don't know if Wodar had talked one more time, would he have shot him? Unclear. I'm not certain. Alright, now we're on Courtyard 2. It's the third map, and right now the score is 2-2. Civilian has been shot every single time. Paying attention to people who are talking and highlighting them. Turn this on. Moriarty is green polka dots, and he has got the green flirt done and close distance, so one more green max flirt will do it. 2 normal whites will get it done. This is just normal 4-7 Courtyard, where pretty much it's all about the hardtail, or if you're keeping track of fingerprints, so that's what's important here. It's highlight for inspecting, but that's not a bad trade-off, and I doubt he's going to go back to swap later on. Seems unlikely. And that's a bug, and that's a shot. Yeah, and that was pretty clear. Wodar was just about to rotate out of his view. If Moriarty had waited a half second longer and Wodar was going in the same path, it would have been invisible, but not the case. Moriarty gets shot, went for the hardtail, and didn't get away with it. I'm not sure about that choice because he already had a fingerprint done, but what can you do? Especially if Wodar is keeping track of those. Alright, and now the score is 3-2 Wodar. If Wodar wins this spy game, he wins. If not, we'll play another map. This I assume to be Moriarty's pick. Wodar doesn't really like these kinds of maps. He prefers maps like Known 2, Double Modern, or Balcony. He is, after all, the champion of his own balcony tournament. That's a very quick seduce done. He's got 2 minutes, 15 seconds to play with. He's got the inspects done, traded a highlight for it. Alright. And I assume he'll do contact shortly. And then it's really all about timing the last hardtail perfectly. If he can time it well enough, he wins. I mean, that's what it's really down to on Courtyard 2. Yep, there's the BB. Grabs lowlights. Now can wodar do the last hard tell in minute 30 without Moriarty seeing? Nothing's really happening that much. What? Yeah, that made 0 sense. I understand the shot, but what did the AI do? Holy cow. So, okay, so the Amba is at a statue, goes away to a CC, and an AI goes and picks up the briefcase when Amba is standing next to it. Now, I don't know if this is something that AIs will not do, but the Amba went back to his own briefcase, so it seems like AI will still go and pick it up. Now, as well, it seems at this point, right here, the AI, once it set it down, right here it's committed to go for the briefcase, and the Amba is nowhere near it. So he goes. Now, I don't know if the coding is supposed to be that plaid dress should turn around and walk away because the Amba is right next to it, but the plaid just continues and, I mean, gets shot for it. And it makes sense. I mean, most of us have played by the rules that you're not supposed to take a briefcase while standing right next to the Amba. And that'll be match. Moriarty, I don't know, really made an unfortunate mistake that cost him, and now he'll be playing in Oak provisionally, and we'll see if he can rise up again. Definitely, wodar is one of the more challenging players in Silver, so I feel like he can definitely make his way back up. It'll just take some time. Alright, and now another match was played. This will be the last cast of the night. I am getting tired. This is warningtrack versus wodar, and what a surprise! We have modern two of 3, and I know wodar picked this map. Here we go. There was a bug report filed for that, by the way, for the Moriarty wodar match. So we'll see if that's the way it's supposed to be, or if that's just a bug. Talking gets highlight, and now it's a nice play by Warning. Talks gets the green flare and then immediately goes for the drink. And I don't think wodar really saw that, and doesn't highlight Warning for it. Probably just didn't really even see the talk, to be honest. This is really the version of Noir Balcony, so we'll see how this goes. And wodar neutral lights Morgan for returning the briefcase. I don't know why I highlight wheels. I can go back and rewatch, but I don't even know what he did there. He talked, and he gets highlight for it. I don't know, it feels like wodar likes to highlight for talks, just in general. That's another talk, so that would give me a highlight for him. But now, that's a second talk from Morgan. That's a little fishy. But he did return the briefcase earlier nicely, so we'll see. He needs one more seduce and he's done, but he ran out of time. Did he have time when he did this? Yeah, he was returning the briefcase. He needed to exit and come back, but that's probably a quick shot by Wodar. So warningtrack bides time and hopes for a shot, but does not risk it. And it's 1-0. 1-0 to Wodar right now. Wodar as Irish. Gets the seduce. That is a double talk, but will he notice it or highlight for it? I mean, notice and highlight are two different things. I really don't know. He does highlight him. That was a nice leave. Maybe deserves left for a little late, but I don't know. Wow. So he had talked once. What did he do? Flirts and just dies for it. Or was that for the... I mean, the BB hadn't gone off, so that's very... Did he see, like, was that like a double talk there? Flirts? Maybe he thought... Was that a double talk, actually? So that might have been 2 double talks. Gave it away. Yeah, Twin is still talking. Then he talks right away. That might have given it away. Not really certain. That was a nice shot by him. I'm not 100% what he saw, to be honest. But, I'm still trying to think about it. I mean, what could he have done? He talked once at the beginning, gave him the highlight for the double talk, and then he kind of double talked at the end. So I'm not sure. Maybe that was just it. That was very nice by him. Maybe he left kind of during an idle. Yeah, he kind of did. He didn't really reset the idle completely, so that deserves a little bit of a highlight, I feel. Wodar is kind of like a bacon style player, where he'll catch you on things not for the hardtails. Well, I mean, he'll catch you on hardtails, obviously, but not so much on the hardtails, but more like what you are doing when you're walking around. He did get the bug, which is really nice. That was very early, actually. I didn't even see it. Wodar did. Yeah, Wodar definitely saw that. Yeah, you can see that his arm's not swinging at that point. But, I mean, maybe not paying close enough attention. So, fair enough. Got the seduce. One more flirt and he's done. But he still needs to accomplish a hard slash soft tail with fingerprints. And he will need to go to statues still. And that might give it away. So he kind of cheeses the microfilm. But wodar wasn't really paying attention to where he was at the time. And it's hard, and he doesn't really know what book he has, so it's tricky. It's tricky. It's the seduce. So contact, microfilm, inspect. Or contact, microfilm, and fingerprint maybe. If he wants to avoid statues, or he can go to statues and fingerprint, and then we'll go to statues, fingerprint, and then not contact. I just don't really know which one Warning thinks will bait out a shot more, if he goes to statues or if he goes to BB. Not really sure what wodar would shoot for there. He does go to statues. Will wodar shoot for it? Nope. His earlier suspicion of Warning really kind of faded off, I feel like. And doesn't really believe Warning could be done. He does have center statues, and now he needs one more thing. I think he should fingerprint here. He went to statues and drew suspicion. If he's seen in a conversation with the DA, that does look very, very incriminating. He's got 43 seconds. It should be enough time. He just took a drink. Now Warning should just take a drink and win, right? It should be simple enough. I mean, it doesn't really make much sense. Just take the drink and win. He wants to briefcase? Okay. It's not that big of a deal, but I mean, if wodar really pays attention to that, definitely taking a drink is less more incriminating than a fingerprint. And if he had been counting fingerprints, he could have been dead for that, which would have been really, really, really upsetting. But fingerprints is almost impossible to keep track of on this map. It's so hard. Alright. So, missions 1. Well done. To Warning. The score is now 2-1 to Warning. We'll see if he can get a win as spy here. Wodar can get a win as spy here. Going to get a flirt with orange dress, just following her. Medium distance, so not great. I feel like he maybe should have bailed on that because he knows she's gonna leave since she's by herself in a conversation. So I'm not sure about that. And he couldn't get close because it would look a little bit obvious following her for that long. The chance of 2i going to the exact same spot next to each other is unlikely. Orange dress is highlighted though, so if he can frame her, that would be quite excellent, especially with her being the ST. An ST frame would be quite nice. BB goes off though, gets lowlights. It's not always orange dress, unfortunately. Probably did get done though. It was probably a while back and I wasn't paying any attention to it. Was that early on? Actually, it was right afterwards. Yeah, he takes the drink and then immediately BBs. And this kind of diversion tactic can work very nicely. Now the list is gone. Wodar's by himself with no drink at the red bookcase, so. And I don't think Warning's noticed that the list is gone yet. Just idling for a little bit here. Or he definitely realizes that the list is gone, but he probably has no idea how long it's been gone for, so not taking any risks with lowlights or highlights. That looked like kind of like a fake highlight. I don't know if Wodar thinks he's highlight. I mean, just flashed over his face for a little bit, so maybe he thinks he's highlight. I'm not 100% certain. But he needs to do 2 more missions. So he goes for the inspect. Gets highlight for it. Will he do the inspect swap strategy? He hits a white, hits a green, hits a white. So probably not. He won't. Oh, he does. He does go for it. And he has to set it down, and now he's got 3 seconds to see it. And he... Oh, that's so unfortunate. Wow. Warning couldn't quite hit the quick scope in the last few seconds. 1 second left. Whiffs right here. Whiffs right there. Yeah. What did it say? Did it say he just didn't shoot in time? Sniper shot too late for sync. 29.7 seconds. That's real close. That's real close.